Did you know India once had visitors who didn't come for sightseeing but for spices? Yes, black pepper, cinnamon, cardamom, things we use in our kitchen today, were once called black gold, and that's why Europeans started sailing thousands of miles to reach India. More than 500 years ago, Europe had a problem. People loved tasty food, but they didn't have enough spices. Imagine eating your noodles or pizza without masala. Boring, right? Spices like pepper, cinnamon, cardamom and cloves were common in India. But in Europe, they were so rare that pepper was literally called black gold. So a Portuguese sailor named Vasco da Gama decided to take a huge risk. He and his crew set sail across the unknown seas in 1497. They had no Google Maps, no GPS and hardly any proper food. Just stars in the sky to guide them, storms to fight, sickness to survive and endless hope. I wonder, how could someone risk his life just for spices? For us Indians, spices were part of daily life. But for Europeans, these same spices were like gold. They even fought among themselves to control this treasure. Finally, in 1498, Vasco da Gama reached the shores of Calicut. Today's Kozhikode in Kerala. The local ruler welcomed him, and that's how Portuguese became trading in India. Soon ships loaded with our spices sailed back to Europe, making the Portuguese rich. And to protect their trade, they built forts, especially in Goa. Even today, when you visit Goa, you can see that Portuguese influence in its forts, buildings and even food. But remember, this was not just trade. It was the beginning of foreigners entering India for profit. A story that would change our history forever. Then came the Dutch. They also wanted to trade in India. The Dutch East India Company set up factories on the Coromandel coast and in Bengal. But slowly, they got busy with trade in Indonesia. So their power in India did not grow very strong. After the Dutch came the French. But unlike others, they didn't just want spices. They wanted a piece of India itself. They set up their main base in Pondicherry and also built posts in places like Chandenagar. Pondicherry soon felt like a little France inside India. Even today, if you walk through its narrow streets, you'll see bright yellow houses and French cafes that whisper stories of that time. I find it so strange. While we Indians lived our daily lives, these foreigners were busy fighting each other on our land. For them, our country was like a prize to be won. The French and the British clashed again and again. At first, the French showed strength and even won a few battles. But the British had bigger resources, stronger armies and clever strategies. Slowly the French dream of ruling India began to break. In the end, the French were pushed back and their power faded. But their story reminds us of one thing. Every European who came here had only one aim, to grab India's wealth and power. And finally, the British, with their East India Company, they entered in 1600, pretending to be just traders. Their first factory was in Surat, and soon they spread to Madras, Bombay and Calcutta. At first, they bought spices, cotton, silk and indigo, but trade was never their only plan. Slowly, they brought in soldiers, built forts and used clever lies and tricks. They did not just trade with India, they traded India itself. piece by piece, they turned a land of kings and freedom into their empire. The British didn't just take our wealth, they took away our dignity, our industries, our freedom. Even today, when we read about them, there is a sharp pain in our heart because their rule was not just about trade, it was about greed, cruelty, and control. Can you believe black pepper was once worth its weight in gold? In Europe, it was so rare that people could literally pay rent or taxes with pepper. Imagine telling your landlord, "Here's your month's rent, 2 spoons of pepper." But here's the twist. While they enjoyed our spices like treasure, India was paying the real price with blood, sweat, and centuries of exploitation. That's the bitter taste behind the spices. So many Europeans came to India, but in the end, it was the British who played the biggest game. And in our next episode, I'll tell you how the British East India Company turned from traders into rulers. Trust me, the story is full of tricks and drama. I hope you liked this video. For more such videos, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Stay tuned to my channel. Until my next video, stay curious and keep reading. Signing off, Page Pulse Wiley. See you next time.